Heck yeah, it's Tuesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. on the Chateau de Mars Hill Network. You know what that means? It's time for me and all of me, all at the same time, baby. Anyway, happy for everyone to be back. It is 8 p.m., 8:01. And it is time for Whitty Reviews. Glad that you're all here. I got the comment section finally clicked on. Yeah, make sure that you're following Indie Reporter. Hey, big news today. We passed the 2,000 follower mark. Pretty big deal, honestly, because we started like early January of 2025. And I would have never expected to have this many followers in a short amount of time. I was hoping, we were getting close, and I was like, it would be really cool if we got 2,000 followers before the end of session. And what are we, like 2 weeks away, I think? 2.5 weeks away from the end of session. So that is really good. Also, make sure you're following on Whitty Reviews. Yeah, I haven't had a video since March 13th because they are not really doing anything right now. The last two meetings had a combined time of 13 minutes. And there's no reason for me to actually do a video on that. I'm having too much fun going on Whitty Reviews on tonight and then on Saturday night where I get raunchy. I get real rough and tough. Oh, and I'm sure some of you that were watching on Saturday was like, I can't believe this guy. He's such a maniac. Well, guess what? You're right. But let's just get into it. We got a full docket and lots to talk about. So am I forgetting anything right now? I don't think so. I'm a little bit disappointed. I got to figure out how to work StreamYard so I could have the background, because if you look at my OBS right now, it's more like 4K. And then when you look on the StreamYard right now, it's like I'm looking real greasy. I'm looking very fuzzy. It's like 1998 kind of graphics right now. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll figure it out. I finally figured out the audio, so that's good. All right. So anyway, let's get into it. Any Republicans trying to take a W right now, but it's more like a giant L. So if you remember when we got that snow, what was it, late last year or earlier this year, there was a huge problem that was going on because the roads were not plowed. And so the roads were so bad, they had to actually cancel the city council meeting. It usually happens on Mondays, and they had to change it to a Wednesday, I think, which I'm glad. I was actually on my way over there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to check real quick. Ended up canceling it like 2 hours before. But they're trying to take the W on this snow removal policy, and I'm not exactly sure why. You guys made, it was bipartisan hate on DPW. And in fact, I think the Republicans really dropped the ball on the amount of hate that they were dishing out. They should have been doing like testimony from their constituents of like how much they hate DPW and need to fire the people that were in charge, but they didn't. I mean, massive missed opportunity. But of course, the Republicans will Republican in Marion County. It's run by dopes. So what do you expect? Also, Jim Banks can't be trusted officially. And you're probably wondering, but Whitty, what are you talking about? You were glazing him the other day about how funny he was. And I was like, nope, I saw this picture and officially I cannot trust them. You cannot trust people that have glasses like that. When they have the clear frames, that is total libtard stuff. Can't do it. I saw Rand Paul with the same thing, and now he's bitching about tariffs. And then don't forget, he also had the Breonna Taylor law too. That was the Kip in the house. Let's go. If you remember, Rand Paul had that red flag law, Breonna Taylor law back in 2020. And I was like, don't like it, but you know what? Things are really weird right now. I'll let you get away with it. And then I saw him with the clear frames the other day. I'm like, nope, can't trust it. And now what's he doing? He's bitching about tariffs. And then the libertarians of Indiana are bitching because they can't have their Nintendo Switch too. That's where we are right now with the libertarians. Also, hey, great news for guys. Hey, guys, we're back. We're overtaking it all right now. In the women's final for the Ultimate Pool Series, we have guys. That's right. And those records will be there forever. I love it. I thought they were the same. Honestly, they look related. But this is a massive W, obviously joking. Massive W for the boys over. Where are they? In England? Yeah. Well, what do you expect? Honestly, they have oops. That's pretty cool. So is that a push-up bra, or did they like? Are they stuffers? Like, hey, all you high school girls or all you girls out there, all those women, did you guys like stuff your bra with tissues? Is that what they're doing right here? I don't know, but it's still funny. So all that rain that we got the other day or for like the last 2 weeks, now Axios is making a huge deal about it as usual. Climate fear mongering. We're back. The climate fear mongering is back. And don't you worry, when it gets really hot out again during the summer or however humid it may or may not be, or if we start getting more rain, they're going to blame climate change. Most increased, but then you have most decreased. I don't know. I gave up on some of this climate change crap. And the property tax plan happened too on Monday. We're going to talk about that a little bit, but there's there were some tax credits. This was actually Sunday, wasn't it? April 7th. What is that today? I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was yesterday. So this was Monday, but they were having the property tax hearing on Monday. Is like a 0.7% or 0.3% increase on lit. There's some business property taxes also, but then I found out it's not even happening until 2033. So whatever. What are you going to do? All right. So also, yours truly, the field reporter for Indie Reporter. You're welcome. Went to the city county meeting yesterday, as I normally do. And Jesse Brown was there. I was in my Clark Kent wear. It was actually really awesome. Kiff, you're going to love this. All right. I was in my Clark Kent wear, and Jesse Brown was actually nice to me. It was very, very weird. I'm like, does he not recognize me? Like, is the outfit working right now? This is pretty cool. And he gave me some, paperwork. He was kind to me, and I'm not sure if it was because he just wanted to get the paperwork out, or if he actually didn't recognize me. I'm gonna go with the latter. That is like my, I know my lib apparel is working. I first tried it out at the Muncie thing at the Victoria Sparks rally, and that's where I saw Jordan. I think I talked about that last week, but yeah, the whole ensemble is it's pretty good right now. It's pretty good. I like it. But anyway, so. Jesse Brown, he called out TWG. So TWG is having this development right now for City Hall. They're going to redo City Hall, and then they're going to have apartments and hotels. Yeah, he might be. You know what? I am the most feared man in Marion County, so you're probably right, Kiff. I forgot to even do the intro. This is what happens when I don't have my document in front of me to remind me to say what I need to do. But what are you going to do? All right. So anyway, Jesse Brown was talking about the TWG development that's happening for City Hall. They're going to be building a hotel/apartments, which I think is going to actually turn into a brothel. I think you're going to have some 5-star hookers going through there. You're going to have security, would be my guess, right? Because we got to protect the whores. So when all these big players come in, we're going to show them some art, some 5-star art. They're going to have some 5-star restaurant in there too. So they're going to be wheeling and dealing some of these whores that go through there, and that's where they're going to stay. And it's all going to be paid for by the taxpayers. You're welcome, apparently. It's the only way to keep downtown going. We got to have some blue chip whores through there. But Jesse Brown talked about how Hogsett got $10,000 from TWG, and he was going to be voting no on it. Yeah, send the energy lobbyist. Yeah, we'll wear out those boomers, those Coomer boomers in no time. But outside Indie Reporter, it goes a little bit further than that. It wasn't just. Hold on, I got to get my mouse over here. It was $10,000 last year, and then over 3 years, it was like $70,000. Is how much he got from TWG. And Jared Evans, he talked about this in the committee meeting last month. Do I have it here, I think? Yeah, I do. So last month, Jared Evans talked about, oh, you know what? I used to be anti-development, and then I changed my tune. I had I was able to figure out. They took me to the light. Really what had happened was they gave him $1,000 check TWG gave Jared Evans a $1,000 check. Mr. Anti-Development. Really funny how things change after you get a little bit of cash, which goes to what I have been saying for a long time. Politicians are easily corruptible. You throw them a little bit of money, you throw them a little bit of tang, take them out to dinner, wheel and deal them. They're going to be able to just be putty in your hand, except for yours truly. This is why they're afraid to have me in office, because I am uncorruptible. There is nothing that you can give me that will change my mind. Once I'm on the path, once I see the goal, I'm on it. All right, I got to calm down. We're too early to get that code. You guys are getting me all wound up now. All right. Spiro in the house. Let's go. All right. Also, speaking of getting wound up, apparently now we have reset rooms to offer teens a place to cool down at Arsenal Tech. But Arsenal Tech is mostly filled up with young black men, boys, however you want to say. So this is actually very interesting. They have a freak out room. So what is happening right now is that because all of these beta males in Arsenal Tech can't have low emotional IQ, as in, hey, you know what? When I'm getting mad, the first thing I want to do is punch someone, or as you saw last week, stab some white dude in the chest with a knife. Now they're going to have freak out rooms where if you're getting upset, you go in there. And look at this. You get to do all kumbaya in here. It's very sweet, very cute, very nice green tones, gentle music, and a comfy seat. And they can just take a break during the school day and cool down from stressful situations. This is what happens, all right? What's the play here right now? What's the path of how we got here? Well, feminism equals into whores, and then whores equal to single moms, and then single moms put out beta males that have no father figure, that have no emotional IQ. I'm not talking about IQ, but emotional IQ, actually to regulate your emotions. And so what happens? They have no father figure to regulate them, to discipline them, because the mom's probably busy, or she's a whore and she's just going out and partying. Who knows? But now you have these children, these beta males, they don't know how to control themselves. And now taxpayers are funding a freakout room. That's what happens. You know what? We already know this is not going to do shit. All right. So unless you actually have a father figure, none of this will do anything. You guys, and I can already see it. You guys are all rolling your eyes or being like, why is there a brick thing behind me? I don't understand. Oh, I know why. I know why now. There's nothing I can do about it, though. I know why there's a brick thing behind this now. It's green, too, isn't it? Yeah, it's green. That's why. Okay, I get it now. All right. Well, anyway. Now that I figured out the brick wall problem, I know what to do for next week now. Anyway, let's see. Edwards he's lived there for 7 years at Arsenal Tech neighborhood. When youth violence ticked up, and considers Arsenal Tech his neighborhood school. So when youth violence ticked up in his neighborhood, hey, during COVID, he felt compelled to do something. I would like to serve. I would like to volunteer and be in a space where I could help kids process what they're going through. So we're gonna give him a freakout room. It's so funny though. Yeah. You know what? Words don't mean anything unless you follow through with it. You can talk all you want. Oh, and helping the Haitian students feel at home. Okay, well, listen, you need to get deported. I'm not even going to apologize for that. But if you can't speak the language or assimilate to the culture, I talked about this on Saturday, then you just need to be deported by catapult. I don't care. And I wish that the state house or somebody from the state, some state rep or senator would have a bill that says we will now deporting by catapult or helicopter ride. Oh, well, all right. So speaking of state reps, though, Andrew Island has been having some massive W's lately in the state house. He had this bill or this amendment for a bill, which I wish people would talk about more. So back in 2023, Indianapolis put out this ordinance where they had to all these apartment buildings and large businesses, depending on how big your building was, you had to report your utility rate because they're trying to go all green. I think it actually started in 22, but it didn't start until 2023. And people would get fined for it. So what happens is if you have an apartment building and you have to track what everybody's utility rate is in that apartment building, how are you going to track it? Well, you're going to have to call them and find out, which, it's not like your average apartment stayer is keeping a track of their utility rate, or you have to hire somebody or a group to go and find it. So how are they going to find that money? Well, they're just going to transfer it over to the renter because there's no way that the apartment building is going to eat that money. Or, the hedge fund that bought the apartment building and then are now running it. So anyway, Andrew Ireland put out an ordinance where you're not going to be forced to comply with that anymore, which I think is awesome. You don't have to worry about that stuff anymore, which that's what I was hoping for. And he had another amendment. I forgot what it was, but this one too. He had a Bad Hombres Act. Sentencing is aggravator for illegal aliens. This will help leverage deportations and ensure that when illegal aliens commit violent crimes, they are held accountable. See, that's all we want. We just want accountability. Why is that so much to ask for? Is it too much to ask for? I don't know. All right. So also, his kid turns 3 months old this week. So make sure you go over to Andrew Ireland's Twitter and his Facebook and tell congrats or happy birthday. It's awesome. They grow up quick in a blink of an eye. All of you guys that have children, you know that. So enjoy it. Are we going to do this now? Yeah, we're going to do this now. All right. So massive L from Micah Beckwith today. He had a tweet out today about SMRs and how they're the future. Okay, this isn't about politics, about progress. With SMRs on the horizon, small modular reactors, Indiana has a generational opportunity to provide energy independence, lower costs for families, and attract high-tech, high-wage jobs to communities across our state. As Lieutenant Governor, I'm proud to shoulder blah, 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 blah. Anyway, you can tell that Micah does not know what he's talking about. This was done from Omar or whoever's on his social media thing. Let's just debunk this right now. SMRs will not help with energy independence. There is not a single SMR that is running right now in the U.S. They're not even being manufactured right now. There's not even a plant to manufacture them right now. The earliest manufacturer that would be built to build SMRs, it will not even happen until 2030 at the earliest, if we're lucky, by the way. So in 5 years, maybe we will have a plant to build the SMRs that are still 8 to 10 years away on an unproven technology. Because we had one in Utah, an SMR was being built in Utah that was triple the amount of the original cost. And so it got so bad that they had to stop the project. Lower cost for families. Ed Soliday, I have the video. I got the notes. I got the documents, as Alex Jones would say, of Ed Soliday even telling people this will not help lower energy cost. This is about replacing old infrastructure and hey, guess what? This is what's going to happen. And guess what? The taxpayers will be funding it, 80% of it. And here's the deal, too, that Micah may or may not know. And if Micah goes on on Mouthwash today at 9:00 p.m. on the Chateau de Mars Hill Network, we mean to make sure that we mog him on Mouthwash about SMRs. And just put on there, why doesn't Micah know about SMRs? I want everybody to go on there. Once he comes on there at 9:30-ish, give or take, we all need to post on there, why don't you know about SMRs? That's all we got to do. So also... Yeah, okay. So we read the article, which was very fitting because HB 1007 was on committee today talking about SMRs. And I thought it was well, that's interesting. The same day that an article comes out is the same day that a committee meeting is happening. And what Sandra K over here, a.k.a. Truth Renegade, goes, our elected officials are not working for the constituents up today. SMRs and how taxpayers are going to fund an unproven technology. Hoosiers are now asking ourselves, who is Governor Braun really working for? Everyone's watching. So Micah on his we don't know, by the way, 100%. I hope someone will ask Micah, which account does he actually run? Is it this one or is it the other one? How is it unproven technology? It's been in our battleships for decades. By the way, 50 megawatts is how much these are putting out. And guess how much these data center need? They need like 500 megawatts. These things are very small. And by the way, if they were proven technology, where are they? So also, I would much rather have nuclear than unreliable technology of wind and solar. That's fair. I'm fine with that. However, this idea that SMRs are going to be this holy grail of energy is just totally ignorant. People are getting scammed right now. All right, so we go on there and we say, if it's proven, where is it right now? Show us where it's working in the U.S. We will wait. And, I don't expect Micah to reply, obviously. We never expect anybody to reply, especially as an elected position. But if we all know, if Micah had an answer, he would answer. We all know that. We all know Micah has an ego. We love Micah. We are a pro-Micah show. Don't get me wrong. We're not mogging him right. Well, we are mogging him right now, but not when it comes to this. We all know that if Micah had an answer, he would have answered. But he didn't have an answer, so he didn't answer. Also, we don't care if he didn't answer. That makes sense? All right, good. All right, so anyway, Walter Setmeyer might be a bot who could say, let's not pretend that nuclear power doesn't work or that we have proven small reactor technology. We have a fleet with approximately 70 nuclear subs, all using a version of SMR. Okay, so where is it at then? If it's a proven technology, like you are saying, where are they? That's all we want to know. We don't talk about these 50 megawatt submarines that are just powering a battleship. Where are they? Because we have to understand that these SMRs are going to be used for data centers. They are large load takers. They take large loads. They take large loads, boys. And so how many? Well, let's just put this in houses. I think it's like for how much energy that they need. Crap. I wish I had. Do I have my Chat GTP open? I did the math on this earlier. It was 140,000 homes is what it ended up being. Did I get it? No. Okay. Thought I had it, but I guess not. But they just as like the bare minimum for SMRs to be considered, or for a data center to be considered a large load, it's like 140,000 homes. Now that's a large load as far as I know. So when Micah comes on Mouthwash at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Chateau de Marseille network, make sure that we mog him and ask him, what don't you know about SMRs? But you know what? We are still a pro Micah show, because guess what he was doing? He was trolling everybody. This is Tahoe Gate right now. All right. I was enjoying this the entire time, because I think this got Tuesday or something, or Thursday? Oh, Wednesday. So Wednesday, shout out Haley Colombo, had a good article about what was going on with Diego, and then also brought up Micah. Diego drives a $90,000 Yukon Denali, and then Micah drives a $88,000 Chevy Tahoe high country SUV. Now, we know that Diego is getting funded by a bunch of dealers. We have it here, right? Okay, yeah. So he was getting funded by a bunch of dealers, which you guys watch the show, so you know that I made a video about Diego, 2 of them actually, one in January, one at the end of last year. And I pointed it out. I was like, man, there are a lot of dealers, a lot of car places that are donating to Diego, and I'm not exactly sure why. Turns out it's because Diego's a scumbag. So this was the funny part. They noted that Cali Automotive is the place where Diego got his GMC Yukon, and Cali Automotive apparently gives a ton of money to Republicans. And I am a big picture guy. All right. I like pictures. I like picture books. Okay. I like the pop-up thing. I like to see the picture. I like to know what you're talking about. So obviously here at Indie Reporter, we are a pro picture group. And I brought it up that $25,000. The largest donation given to Diego was 2 months before he put in a request. Is it in there? A request. There it is. To Kelly Automotive. Hey, hold me a Denali, boys. Hey, or how about this one? Hey, can I get a Denali? Can I get the SUV? You give me this money. Now can I get the truck, the Denali? And guess what? He got a Denali, which I thought was pretty funny, obviously. So we did the math on this whole thing. 2022, he got so we decided we're going to do the math on this thing. How much money did Diego get in what was it? Dealerships, new and used, automotive packs, and automotive repair shops. In 2022, when he first ran for Secretary of State, $91,000. 2023, $114,500. And 2024, $125,800, at a combined total of $331,000 and $331,300. That's just the automotive stuff. We did not even include like trunky companies, the Camacho people, all of it. And it he got like $1 million. But to be fair, this is what's kind of par for the course when it comes to Secretary of State. Connie Lawson, we looked into it. So Diego raised like $1.2 million in 2022. We looked it up. Connie Lawson got like $1 million in the previous Secretary of State election. Rokita actually in 2002, he raised like $800,000. Dude, and what's the math on that? Can anybody do the math real quick? Like the inflation calculator, how much was $800,000 in 2002? But this is kind of common practice. It's a high-level elected position, and you have to expect that they're going to be receiving a bunch of money. Kelly Automotive also gave Braun like that was TWG. TWG gave Braun $70,000. Which I don't give a shit. I don't care about that. All right, so Courtney over here, Mama _H2021 goes, glad to hear Rob M. Kendall speaking out against Micah Beckwith and his wasteful spending. Just hope he means it, doesn't make us look dumb. Mike obviously goes on the defense and he goes, wasteful spending? I've already saved a couple $100,000 of taxpayer funds by cutting ridiculous and frivolous, blah, 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 blah. We reached out to Micah at Indie Reporter to see if we can actually get a whole report of this thing. There's a lot of questions from Micah. Obviously, if Indie Reporter had a Facebook, we would go on to the Mouthwash Show and ask him, hey, can we get the whole report? Allegedly, you saved the state all this kind of money. Can you please just send us the report of what is going on? Instead, I personally on Saturday, if you watch the Saturday show, he was at some event and I was like, hey, when are you coming to Marion County? And he actually responded and said, you pick a time and a place. And obviously I said, well, talk to Natalie Goodwin because I'm excommunicado in the party. But either way, I want to be your security. So he goes, deal. So when Micah has a Marion County town hall, guess who's going to be helping part of security? The whole effing show, Steve Whitmer. That's right. So anyway, he goes on this thing and he goes, but because of the outrage on social media over the Tahoe, tomorrow I will be looking to trade the Tahoe for a Tesla Cybertruck. I think we should help support Elon. Hey! So what does Mitch Gorgo says? I effing dare you. Hey, I'm doing pretty good about not cussing today. Hey, Producer John, am I not doing a good job not cussing today? I'm just saying. Hold on. Where's it at? I'm doing a good job not cursing. I'm not as wound up. I'm controlled. I went into the Whitmer freakout room before I came on, and I made sure I got all my rage out of there. Bravo. So anyway, Mitch Gore throws a fit. We couldn't find the original tweet. Then we found it. And then Tonus was the funniest one. Using the swear words makes you a big, strong, big boy. Tonus with the one-liner, big W. So anyway, what happens that following? This was on Friday, right? April 4th at 1:18, which, by the way, the legislators are not there on Fridays. So what happens Monday morning? There is a Tesla Cybertruck now in Lieutenant Governor Michael Beckwith's State House spot. We are seeking answer, which is the funniest thing ever. As soon as what time was that at? Yeah, 10:08 a.m. As soon as I read that, I'm like, he's trolling you. He's 100% trolling you. Listen, we can smell our own when it comes to messing with people. I knew what that was. Now the question is whether he bought it with state taxpayer dollars and comes on the heels of his Indy Star story. Okay. So this was the funniest thing, actually. This is where I got to be like, hey, that was us. Haley Colombo, same one that wrote the article about Beckwith, goes, Beckwith's office appears to be responding to the bipartisan backlash over his choice of taxpayer-funded vehicle by getting an A+ in trolling, according to one social media user. Yeah, you want to know who wrote that? We did. We put that on there. We said Beckwith gets an A+ in trolling. We 8,000 views on that one. Hey, Haley Colombo, it's okay to tag any reporter. We're not Voldemort or anything. You're allowed to post it on there. So anyway, what did we do? You go how it started and how it's going. And what did he where is it? Casey Smith over here goes, the latest on Micah Becker's Cybertruck outside of India State House. What does he post on here? Thank you, President Trump and Elon Musk, for all you're doing for our nation. Right there. It would have been cool if you put like XO, or like kissy face, some kind of like Cupid heart thing. I mean, that was pure chef's kiss right there. You cannot ask for anything better. It should have been like, but I pointed out that he should have had that thing wrapped for like Beckwith Battalion. I mean, there's so many layers that you could have added into the trolling job. Yeah, give credit to any reporter, Colombo. That's right. So funny, though. I mean, I was dying. I was setting up the show last night when I got back from the city council meeting. And I was like, oh, my God, I know who they're talking about. They're talking about me. They're talking about us. They're talking about everybody of Indie Reporter. They're talking about our strongest soldier, Kiff, right now. It's so much fun. So anyway, Mitch Gore, the one who said, I effing dare you. Hey, look, again, no cursing. He puts on this long thing. I'm not even going to play it. It's a minute, and I don't want to throw a minute away for Mitch Gore. But he got mogged. I mean, absolutely mogged in the comments section. I just want to play a couple of them. Literally, no one cares. Such weak-minded little demons, aren't you? Grow up. Perennial losers. Still butthurt after the DEI budget cut. Here we go, producer John. How about you all ride e-bikes? Cargate. No, I still think it's Tahoe Gate, but, Cargate's fine, too. How are you all so bad at this? Where was one of them? Oh, the most logical explanation is that you're a piece of blank. So cringy, embarrassing for your party. Oh, that's getting a like for sure. Where was one of them? Oh, there's me. Micah won. Micah totally won, by the way. I don't even care if we were mogging Micah at the beginning, but like, Micah totally won. He broke all of you. This is what I say, like when Abdul or Rob bitches about Gabe, as like Gabe won. Gabe, you know what? We don't know what Gabe's future is, but the fact that you guys still keep talking about him shows that Gabe won. There was another one that was really funny. Yeah, get a suit that fits, dork. So good. I mean, there's more. I was just looking at this one last night, and the people I didn't even get a chance to go through some of these. I received your 130 your check. Rose, just kidding. Laughing my ass off. Nothing. This is what the internet's for. I mean, it's so good. And, Stoops the cat. All right, so then I found this thing out. This one is really wild. 24 site. I don't even know how I found this. I found it I was looking for the Beckwith tweet. for Indie Reporter, and I found this guy, 24 Site News, introducing One Heartbeat Away, a special series from Indiana Citizen, which we follow. It's a leftist thing. They say nonpartisan, which is completely false, by the way. It is totally partisan. And 24 Site News. Do I follow these people? Oh, DC think tank. No, thank you. Dumb. Hold on, let me. Okay, yeah. Nonpartisan, my ass. You're talk. These are all leftist talking points on here, or like anti-right. Fisher College, where's that at? Boston, lame. Anyway, they have this thing that's called the One Heartbeat Away. The focus on the surge of Christian nationalism throughout the country and reflected in Indiana's new lieutenant governor. This was so funny. The part that made me laugh the most was I was at this libertarian thing the other day, and someone told me that Rob Kendall is a Christian nationalist. And I was just like, what are you talking about? I mean, I would not even put Rob in the Christian category. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But I also have Kif knows, I have a certain bar for if you, like, I would not call myself Christian. I would not call myself a conservative. If I am like, hardcore, probably orthodox, or like, hey, if you are a baby rapist, you should be executed. But what I found out, here's the funny part. What I found out on Sunday from the libertarians is that I am too Republican to be part of the libertarians because I want pedophiles and child rapists executed. That makes me too Republican to be part of the Libertarian Party. That's where we are at right now, which is bananas. That means unless you are a pedophile or a child rapist sympathizer, you are you're a libertarian. You can join up. So it looks like I will not be joining the Libertarian Party anymore until they are okay with me wanting to execute baby rapists and pedophiles. Who would have knew, huh? I don't know. Still plenty of questions to ask because I'm officially like de facto politically homeless, as they would say. Definitely not part of the Republican Party, at least in Marion County, actually just in general. But I signed up for this Substack for Tom LoBianco, and I didn't get a chance to read it. But I found this guy, Tom LoBianco, and he talks about it. I just searched him on Twitter, and it's all these people going off about Beckwith. Like from April 4th, we got Snyder Report apparently has a Snyder Report radio, which I'm not going to listen to. He has Tom Lowry over there, and he has Snyder, and I don't know who this fat guy is at all. Do we know who this fat guy is at all? Oh, that's LeBlanco. And there's Snyder. Okay. I'm fine with that. Hardcore Christian nationalist. All right, that's fine. I'm fine with that. But I'm not going to put my views on other people. So the whole like Christian nationalist thing is always cracks me up because I never know. That's why I always said, like, in my view, like, I'm not a conservative. There's like certain there's like boxes that you have to check off, in my opinion, for you to be a conservative. Like single moms are not conservative. Oh, I should talk about Whitley, actually. I should talk about Whitley Yates, but I'm not go. If I have time, I will. We got like 10 minutes left, so maybe. Yeah, most of the rhinos, like Ed Soliday or Jim Pressel, all these people, they're not conservative at all. They're GDP bros. They're neocons for sure. Anyway, so they were spent, like, Beckwith is their bread and butter. This is like Abdul with Gabe. Like, this is like their bread and butter. This is what they're always going to go to. Micah Beckwith, the Christian nationalist, the bad guy, the boogeyman. He's Bobby Yaga. Bobby Yaga Beckwith is what he is. Trademark it, make shirts. You're welcome. Beckwith Battalion, Baby Yaga Beckwith. You're welcome. Hey, Beckwith, why don't you just hire me already? Throw me retweet some of my stuff. There we go. Retweet some of Indie Reporter stuff. I'll just give you a whole bunch of things that you can go off on. I'm way better than your team, by the way. I have way better research skills, and I'm funnier than your team, too. So anyway, the Beckwith thing is kind of funny. I will say, though, as my opinion about the whole Tahoe and the Tesla thing, I really don't care about. The Tahoe thing, I do think it's a bit hypocritical. Why? Because he's telling everybody, him and Braun is hypocritical too. The Lowry about the helipad, the security, the gate. You're spending $100,000, and you're telling everybody to tighten up their belt. Same thing with Micah. Now, what I would like to see, Micah did post it on here. I didn't put it on here, but in one of his tweets, he talks about how the last vehicle was damaged. It was mechanically defect. Now, all of you know that I am a car guy. That's my jam. I know all about it. I would love to see the reports. I want to see the general inspection of the vehicle, because if you're going to say, hey, this thing was a 2021 with 200,000 miles, we're going to have to put all this money in, and it's just going to be a shit box. Damn it. I did it. And we're going to have to keep putting money into this thing. Why don't we just get a new car? This thing is going to last. We got a couple year new car warranty on it. We don't have to worry about it. All these things. Yeah. Beep. We don't have to worry about it. It's peace of mind. Would make perfect sense. I would be fine with that. However, if that car, say you only needed to put a couple of grand into it, then that makes zero sense. Now, Beckwith did say that, hey, you know what? We got some big boys in this thing, and we all know who he's talking about, by the way. But then someone also, I forgot who it was, they put on there, it's like, well, Suzanne Crouch had a male driver and like a male staff with her whenever they would travel. And my rebuttal to that, like I said on Saturday, is like, well, that means Suzanne Crouch had boys and Micah Beckwith has men. And that's the difference, boys. Or, Micah just wanted to have a nice fancy SUV since he is lieutenant governor, making like 200 grand a year. I don't know. I would like to know personally. Listen, all of you guys know how to get a hold of Micah. If he wants to give some of these things to Indie Reporter, we're a pro Micah show, obviously. Indie Reporter is more right-leaning. We are anti-dipshit. We are pro-truth. We are pro calling out both sides and their BS. So if you want to say, hey, this car had all these problems with it. It was a safety issue right now. It was a money issue. Hey, let's go peace of mind. And we got a new everything. I'm fine with that. Give us the information, though. I have his number, but I'm not going to call him. Besides, the last time I called him or texted him, he never got back to me. So whatever. You know what? Whatever then. He'll get back to you guys, but not yours truly. Anyway, back to people that have sucked too. Michael Paul Hart. So Michael Paul Hart has a weekly newsletter, and God, it's not that great, honestly. He doesn't give a whole lot. It's not well done at all. It's just a big cluster. He needs to get better at it. It's not pleasing at all to the eyes. Personally, what I would do, just have a video. And then just put out the video of what's going on, and then have it clipped, or not clipped, but time-stamped of the things that you're going to talk about. So this was the thing I want to talk about. So there was talks about a data center being put up in Franklin Township. There was a meeting on April 2nd, which I went to. David Waters was there too. He's going to be helping out. This is pretty cool. I love it. We're obviously pro David Waters on this show. But key things that they're talking about, there's a 50-year equipment property tax and sales tax abatement under state law. Here's the part. Crap, I don't have my notes with me. Damn, that's all right. There'll be like 2 more meetings anyway. So there's going to be a 50-year sales tax thing where if you're buying equipment for the data center, there's like a few other things. There's also a 10-year tax abatement on the property. And then when it expires, they have a chance to renew it. I'm sure there will come with some strings attached to it, which is whatever. But here's what people don't talk about enough. Remember, Michael Paul Hart wants Indianapolis to be the smartest city in the world, not just the country, but the world. And then Indy was recognized as a leading smart city. Now, originally, Michael Paul Hart wanted to have AI as an efficiency thing. Hey, let's clean up some of the blight. Let's go a little bit more efficient, maybe for permits, maybe for talking to people. No big deal. But then you can see in this picture, all the cameras are keeping track of the cars. So, like I said before, like I said originally, when this whole thing was coming out, this is going to be used for a security state. This is going to create Indianapolis as a smart city. This is going to be used to be keeping track of you all the time. And then what comes after that? And then what comes after this? These are the things that I warned you about. And look, I was right again. No big deal. You're welcome. So I go to the thing and I find out that it's 468 acres. And how are we going to power this thing, by the way? Construction up to 10 years, possible tax exemption. This is protectft.com. These are probably from the Citizens Action Coalition, if I had to guess. And they made this whole website on pretty basic. It's good enough, though. This will work. So they're going to be having another meeting next week, April 16th, I think, which is where I will be going to it again as field reporter for, is it 15th or 17th? I think it's 16th. 10th, maybe? Maybe it's the 10th. No, I don't know. I got to double check. But they'll be having another meeting, which I will be going to if I get the date right. And I'll be finding out what's going on. Basically, the lawyers will be there this time answering all the questions of how it's going to be powered, how water is going to be put into it. A lot of these interesting things, because in LaPorte right now, they're building it, a huge substation. The big question is how they're going to power it, because guess what, everybody, all of your energy bills will be going up 100% without even a question. All right, real quick too. I'm going to be on time. This is awesome. I am so good. All right. So I was talking about the property tax stuff before. I got to get my little shiggy real quick. So I was talking about the property tax stuff before, just a few things that I wanted to bring up. Aligning these two bills, this was during committee meeting yesterday. Aligning these two bills is interesting because Democrat would absolutely have supported tax cuts, but not F1A. Listen, Nikki, we know that Democrats will never support tax cuts. They will never, ever support tax cuts. Show me a state where they have actually supported tax cuts, because if they did, all that tax is getting going towards something else. Hey, we're going to cut a tax here, but we're going to raise the tax up over there. That's how it happens every time. And this is my fear about the property tax thing happening right now in Indiana, because I think that's what's going to happen. Here's the thing, though, too. This guy, Steve, I think he's a smart guy. I think he knows what he's talking about sometimes. But this was really funny. He was mad because they were going to eliminate business personal property tax as a huge giveaway to businesses at the expense of everyone else. Hey, this is what happens when you do not own a small business. People know if you have a small business, getting rid of business property tax is a very big deal. Kiff agrees with me too. Kiff was in the chat yesterday, I believe. And we were talking about this. Like, if you want to be pro business, you will get rid of property tax. But of course, he is upset about it. By the way, it wouldn't phase out until 2033. So you got like 8 years until that would even go away. But he's mad because it will increase revenue losses for the state. Oh no, poor Indiana. What could we possibly waste more money on? There is also one more thing I want to talk about. There is a bill for the Office of Entrepreneurship and Small Businesses. I believe that's probably going to get passed. For some reason, Braun wanted it. Jake Teshka, who we are not a fan of, he brought it up. This will create a mini IEDC, basically. This will be for small businesses where they will be picking the winners and losers. This will be a mini IADC, and it will be help out with a venture capitalist as well. I will be talking about this probably in like 2 weeks, because I think next week I'll be talking about the weed stuff. Is that what the plan is right now? Next week we're talking about the plan. Okay, all right. Yep. All right. So get ready. We're gonna be canceling. We're gonna be stopping the show here in about 30 seconds, but get ready. So that's something that I'm going to be talking about, because this is a very big deal. It's something to look out for the future. I am not a big fan of this, never have been, because this will just give more of your hard-earned money to other businesses that they want to prop up, make them better. None that will actually help us. So, and don't forget, next week is Weed Day. I will be talking about and debunking the 420-ish, the safe and regulated people. I mogged Michael Paul Hart so bad that he never even emailed me back. So get ready for that next week. The 5 days before 420, before you toke it up. So until next time.